And we're back, and as promised, we're talking to Hannibal from Great North Wrestling. They're returning to the Smiths Falls Gallipeau Centre for the first time at the Gallipeau Centre. They've been to Smiths Falls before. The Great North Wrestling has brought Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Honky Tonk Man, Al Snow, Greg Valentine, and more. And coming up this Saturday, the Faces of Fear, among others, will be joining us. Devin, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much. Yes, the Faces of Fear, Haku, and the Barbarian, who are well known for their time in both WWE and WCW, are going to be there, as well as Too Cold Scorpio, who was also known as Flash Funk in WWE. We haven't been to Smith Falls for 3 years. This is going to be our first time coming in the winter time, first time coming to the Gallipeau Center, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a great show, and besides these massive names that you always have along, like the Faces of Fear, you've got such a great roster of talent. People like Jeremy Prophet, who have been there for a long time and have gone through a number of title belts.
Yes, Jeremy Prophet is the current Canadian champion. We also have Lufisto, who is going to be making her debut for Great North Wrestling. She's an international women's wrestling star. She's taking on Jessika Black for the Women's Championship of Canada, so I'm really looking forward to that. Bruiser, who's been there numerous times, is also going to be on the card. Kingston's Harley Davidson, Steve McDaniel from Smith Falls, who's been wrestling for us for about the past year, is going to make his hometown debut, so he's really looking forward to that. And all the information on the show is at the Hannibal TV. We have a YouTube channel also called The Hannibal TV, named after me. It has almost 100 million video views now. We post all of our wrestling events on there, as well as shoot interviews, career interviews I've done with legendary wrestlers and MMA fighters. And Patrick Brazo, Senator Patrick Brazo, also referees for Great North Wrestling now. And
That's right.
He's also going to be in Smith Falls.
Oh, okay.
Officiating some matches, so it's going to be an interesting night.
Tons
I'm
of
really
action.
looking forward to it.
You also got the first intergender match in Smiths Falls since 2012, is that right?
Yes, and coincidentally, the highest viewed match on my The Hannibal TV YouTube channel has almost 5 million hits, and it is an intergender match from Smith Falls. But I have to tell you that the intergender match is going to be a little bit different now. I am more of a promoter and interviewer now. I wasn't scheduled to wrestle on this event, but because there was a little bit of an issue with the previous intergender match we have booked, I'm going to actually now be in this intergender match. I'm going to step back into the ring. And I'm not going to use any strikes. I'll say this right now. I am, as many people know, a former national champion in amateur wrestling, Canadian Open winner in grappling, and I'm going to have an amateur wrestling match with a female, and we're going to see if the female can beat me. I don't think she can, personally.
Well, I'm glad you're going to be back in the ring, because it wouldn't be the same without seeing Hannibal in there.
Oh, thank you. But as I said, I am going to be wrestling a female, and it's going to be amateur style, so don't expect the violence in my match that people have seen in Smith Falls in the past.
Fair enough.
From Hannibal, but there's going to be all sorts of matches on the card, tag team matches. There's even going to be a 6-man tag match.
Oh, fantastic.
So there's going to be a little bit of something for everyone on this card, and tickets start at $20.50 for adults, $15.50 for kids. And people have asked me, does that include a meet and greet? Yes, you can actually meet Haku, the Barbarian, me, Lufisto, Flash Funk, any of the wrestlers. They'll all be meeting the fans before the event and at intermission. If you want to buy their pictures, there is a cost to that, but to just say hi to them doesn't cost anything.
I've had a great time collecting autographs at your shows. I've got a whole bunch, and it's just fantastic. It's so great to meet these stars after so many years. And people like Haku, also known as King Haku, King Tonga, Meng, people know him as Meng because he's been high profile for a long time. He hasn't really gone away. And then you've got the Barbarian as well. These are autographs I've got to get.
And they won't be back in Smith Falls ever again. I can guarantee you that. They have Haku, for instance, hasn't been in this area of Canada since his WWE days. We did bring him back for the last Great North Wrestling event, which was in Rockland, but he's not going to be, he's at the end of his career. I don't think he's ever wrestled in Smith Falls before. It's going to be probably anyone in this area's last opportunity to get autographs from these legends before they hang up the boots for good. But Haku can still go. He is known behind the scenes, as I'm sure you've heard, Adam. You're a wrestling fan.
That's
you know
right.
that he is believed to be the toughest wrestler of all time behind the scenes.
There's some behind-the-scenes stories we can't even tell right now.
No, and if
Tough.
people wonder why he's still wrestling, I guess the story goes he was in a bar fight in the 80s, back when he was teaming with Andre the Giant, and he actually bit a fellow's nose off, and he ended up getting sued over that, and he had to pay a huge sum of money for biting this character's nose off. And by the way, this other guy started the fight, but I guess Haku took it to the extreme.
That escalated quickly.
He's still paying that settlement to this day.
And, you know, I was reading that Andre the Giant said that the only two men he was afraid of were Haku and Harley Race.
Definitely, I would believe that. Two of the all-time toughest wrestlers. We unfortunately lost Harley Race last year, but I did get an interview with him on my YouTube channel before he passed, so I was sorry to hear about his passing. But one thing I like about promoting these Great North Wrestling events is meeting these legends and becoming friends with them. And I grew up watching these guys, so a guy like Haku, for instance, is one of the legends that definitely lived up to my expectations. He's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to wrestling in Smith Falls again. The last time we were in Smith Falls, it was a event where we had all the matches in an MMA cage.
Right.
I wrestled Rene Dupree. I think Harry the British Bulldog Smith was also on that card.
That's
so
right.
It's been about 3 years, so I'm hoping that our usual crowd is going to come back and see us again, and it's going to be a great night of action. As I said, Ticketpro.ca is where people can get tickets online, or they can go down to the Gallipeau Center Theater, get them there. Prices go up, $5 at the door, so I would suggest people get their tickets in advance. It's going to be a great night of action, and HannibalTV.com has all the information if people want to know more.
And I will really encourage people to go to the HannibalTV.com because there's so much on there. Like you were saying, these interviews, these matches, it's just a wealth, and it's got a huge following. So that's the place to go. You said you're going to have some stuff with Haku up on the Friday before the match. So this Friday night, again, we've got a phone number here as well for reserving seats, 1-888-655-9090.
Yes, and if people are in wheelchairs or have any type of disability, we suggest they call that number because there is a special seating for that. And it is going to be a great event, great night of action, family-friendly action. We don't allow our wrestlers to swear, and there's not going to be anything ultra-violent or anything like that on the show. It's just going to be more like the 1980s and early 90s style of wrestling that a lot of us grew up watching, and I'm really looking forward to it. Smith Falls always has a very loud and enthusiastic crowd, so it's always great to get in there and perform in front of them. And we have the most popular wrestling company in Canada right now, so I'm looking forward to returning to Smith Falls. This event is also going to be recorded for the Hannibal TV YouTube channel. It's also going to air on Cogeco in Smith Falls, as well as TFO, which is a French TV station. So it's going to be well documented. If people in the crowd want to get on TV, they might even get on TV.
Excellent. This is exciting. And again, the tickets, you can get them at Ticketpro.ca. You can get them if you want information, GreatNorthWrestling.ca. The Hannibal TV has everything you need. Hannibal, thank you so much for talking to us today. We cannot wait to see these guys in action. Haku, the Barbarian, and all of the Great North Wrestling people. We've got Annihilation this Saturday.
Excellent. Wrestling, come on out and see the size of Haku and the Barbarian. They are still monstrous. And come cheer me on as I show everybody why a female cannot beat a male in an amateur wrestling match.
We'll put our money down and see what happens.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hannibal. That's coming up. Annihilation from Great North Wrestling.
February 29th, Great North Wrestling Annihilation slams into the Gallipeau Centre Theatre in Smiths Falls. A full card in the squared circle includes the Canadian Women's Championship match and more, with special tag team main event, the Blood Hunter and Two Cold Scorpio versus legends Haku and the Barbarian, the Faces of Fear. Great North Wrestling presents Annihilation, Saturday, February 29th, 7 p.m. at the Gallipeau Centre Theatre in Smiths Falls. Pay at the door or get $5 off advance tickets at Ticketpro.ca. Details at thehannibaltv.com.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.